In the past few years, we have seen numerous Conor McGregor training videos. He expressed that he keeps wanting to come back and keeps letting the fans down, as he let the fans down summer of last year in 2024 when he was expected to face Michael Chandler in June of 2024. Now he's expressing interest in fighting in July 2026 on a White House card. So let's look at a list of opponents from the lightweight and welterweight division, everybody in the top 15 in both of those weight classes, and see who McGregor can come back and potentially face and beat. Let's rank them. First up, we got Joaquin Buckley coming out the A tier. Even after coming off that 5-round loss to Kamaru Usman, Buckley showed that he can hang with the top guys. He also showed it when he KO'd Colby Covington in the 3rd round, KO'd Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Against Conor McGregor, I feel like Buckley just will have to mix it up well, use the offensive wrestling, use his kicks to his advantage. Overall, this would definitely be a tough matchup for McGregor, but he could maybe find a chin, but I wouldn't see it happening. So I'm going to put Buckley in A tier. Ilya Topuria is in the S tier. I don't really think this needs no explanation. You see what he did to Charles recently. You see what he did to Volk. See what he did to Max, something that never been done before. It was all the same result for all three of those fighters. Those is all three one of the best ever to do it. All of his fights have been by pure masterclass. The only fight that Topuria had that was close was the Jay Herbert fight, in which we seen what happened eventually, but he went down in that fight and fought back. And he's in his prime, undefeated champ of the world. Give me Topuria. Next in the B tier, we got Jeff Neal. Now, Jeff Neal, I know some of y'all like, what? Like Jeff Neal, 50-50 fight for Conor, but Jeff Neal is a tough mother, bro. And he can crack. He got good cardio, and he'll be way more physically imposing than Conor. He'll be way bigger in the cage, like fighting-wise. He got good durability, too. He can take a hit. Jeff Neal, he's tough, bro, and he fights high-level opponents. He's not no slouch. We seen Jeff Neal with the best of them, and he put up a fight every time. So for Conor McGregor on a comeback fight, I think that would definitely be a 50-50 fight. Now, next in the D tier, we got Bonfim. We just seen what Bonfim did. I'm getting mad talking about it. We just seen what Bonfim did against Wonderboy Thompson. The fight was actually kind of horrible. It was a good horrible fight. That doesn't even make no sense. How is that even possible? How can you have a good horrible fight? Like, the fight was good, but it was bad at the same time. I don't even make no sense, man. But if Wonderboy was controlling most of the fight, he was stuffing the takedowns, he was controlling on the feet, Conor would have a field day with Bonfim. I think this would be an easy knockout for Conor in the late 1st round or early 2nd round. Next in the D tier, we got Money Moicano. Yes, I know some people will be affected by this, but if you really pay attention to Moicano's fights, like the Fiziev fight, the Dariush fight, his fight against with the Korean Zombie, he gets hit very, very easy. And Conor is notorious for finding that chin. I think Conor also has good enough takedown defense to stuff the takedowns of Moicano. I don't think Moicano will be able to get the grappling going against Conor. I think he's seen higher levels, faced higher levels against grapplers. So I think that'll be an easy fight for Conor. Now, next, we got Michael Chandler in the C tier. This is really a 50-50 fight if Michael Chandler will use his IQ, but he doesn't have any. Michael Chandler has poor IQ. He got all the tools. He got great wrestling. He got power. He got bad technique. I see Conor outclassing Michael Chandler on the feet. The Vegas odds bookmakers, they had this fight a 50-50 fight basically when this fight was booked in the summer of 2024. The only way I could really see Michael Chandler winning is if he wrestled early and physically dominated Conor McGregor. If he used his wrestling from out the gate, he didn't try to strike. If he really fought smart, he would beat Conor McGregor. But I feel like he wouldn't do that. He would swing wild and try to have a brawl for the crowd. Typical Michael Chandler thing. So I would take Conor easy. Now looking at the A tier, we got Carlos Prates. I feel like Prates will most likely beat Conor McGregor. I'm not going to lie. He got the size advantage. I feel like he'll be able to get the Muay Thai going, use the kicks. Conor's obviously the better boxer, but I feel like the size and the kicks, the Muay Thai, the height advantage and everything, the length advantage would be enough to win the fight for Carlos Prates. I really feel like the outcome of this fight would depend if it was 5 or 3 rounds. If it was 3 rounds, Conor could beat him. If it was 5, Prates is winning. Now, next we got JDM in the A tier. JDM got good boxing. Conor struggles. He struggles with boxers. But I feel like it depends what McGregor will show up. If we got the karate-based style, the movement Conor, that Conor would cause more problems for JDM. But if Conor fights like how he did against Poirier in the second fight, man, long night for McGregor. And JDM's a bigger guy, more physically imposed than Conor. He's at the height of his career too. He's the champion of the world. confidence would be through the roof. So in that fight, I would definitely pick JDM to win. But Conor, he has a slight chance of pulling it out. Depends on what Conor McGregor shows up that night. Next up, we got Charles Do Bronx Oliveira. Now, if I'm the UFC next year, the White House, this is the fight I would make. This is definitely the most 50-50 fight, I think, on this whole tier list. Charles Oliveira is the most dangerous finisher in the UFC history on paper. He's the most dangerous. But that chin, we don't know what that chin's gonna be like moving forward. It was already suspect. We seen against Michael Chandler, he gets dropped. He's able to get dropped against Justin Gaethje as well. He's able to get cracked. Got flatlined by Poirier twice in the first round, and he just recently got knocked out by Ilia Topuria too. So I feel like Conor will be able to find that chin. But one thing we know about Oliveira, he can definitely take a hit, and he could deliver a hit too. I don't know how Conor would hold up in the grappling department. If Oliveira is able to get him down, he's lunch meat. But if not, it'll definitely be a great fight. So if I'm the UFC, I want to make Oliveira versus Conor McGregor. Next on the C tier, we got Kobe Chaos Covington. Now he's an old shell of himself, and his last two fights against Leon Edwards and Buckley, he hasn't looked the same. He said he's been dealing with some injuries, but I don't know if we could really take his word for it. If Kobe shows up, the old Kobe, and he pushes the pace and he's in your face the whole night and he's wrestling you to death, I think it's a 50-50 fight, but he's not that guy no more, I don't think. So I feel like Conor would clip him easy. He's able to get hit easy on the feet. I feel like Conor would tap that chin, find the mark early, get him out of there, say mid-second round. Next in the A tier, we got Michael Venom Page. Now, I might get a lot of smoke for this one, but just remember that styles make fights. And I don't feel like Conor would be able to compete with Michael Venom Page on the feet at all. He's one of the best strikers we ever seen in mixed martial arts across all organizations. MVP, man, he's big, tall, lengthy. He's a weird fighter, got a weird style, awkward, hands down. He blitzes in, moves back out, moves around, and he's quick too at his age. What is he, 39, 38? He's old, but he's quick still. We've also never seen Conor go against that type of style of fighting, that point fighting style. Conor would not be accustomed to MVP style of fighting. The only thing that will help Conor is the weight. MVP said he makes trouble making 170, so I think at 170, he'll definitely have a better chance. I'm going to just say it straight up. Nobody's beating MVP 170 and 185. Those two divisions, nobody's beating MVP. He would have beat Ian Gary too. If he didn't get held up against the cage the whole fight, MVP would be undefeated in the UFC right now. So I don't see nobody beating MVP on the feet. Conor, he wouldn't stand much of a chance, to be honest with y'all. Next up in the A tier, we got Rafael Fiziev. Now, just like MVP, Fiziev was one of the best strikers in MMA today. His Muay Thai would be very effective against Conor McGregor. He's been a Muay Thai striker his whole life. He's very defensively responsible. At least he showed in his last outing against Ignacio. I don't know how to say his last name, so I ain't even going to attempt that. Rafael Fiziev, he could take a hit, man. He's very tough, very durable fighter. We've seen him in some wars with Justin Gaethje. And Rafael, he's coming to get you on the feet. He's trying to end the fight. He's striking with bad intention. So I feel like stylistically, that'll definitely be a bad matchup for Conor. Paddy Pimblett next in the B tier. This is a 50-50 fight, only due to his grappling. If Paddy wasn't such a good high-level grappler, which he doesn't get enough credit for, by the way, if he wasn't such a good high-level grappler, he would definitely be in a C tier. His striking isn't that good. He gets clipped a lot. He gets clipped by bums at that, people he fought in the past who weren't that good. So he would definitely be in the C tier, but just off his grappling alone and his confidence now that he's one of the best in the division. So we got Pimblett in B tier. Next, D tier, we got Grant Dawson. Grant Dawson, he's a great wrestler, but that's his only path to victory. And plus, he never been in that spotlight of the bright lights of McGregor, a main event. He was the main event against King Grant. We seen what happened first round, quick knockout. He never been in no big fight. So I think Conor, he has the takedown defense to stop the takedowns. It would be a whole different level for Grant Dawson. So I think Conor, he would stop him easy, late first round KO. Now, next in the B tier, we got Leon Edwards. He's at that point in his career where he's going down. He's having that decline moment now. He's getting older. He's coming off a 2-fight loss streak against Sean Brady and Bilal. I know those guys are both grapplers, but even when the fight was on the feet, he was never getting off. Against Usman, he was getting outclassed to me until the head kick. He was losing. Everybody knows that. The second fight was a close fight. I feel like I could have went either way, and Leon, he's not a dangerous striker on the feet. he's dangerous. He's good. He's technically good, but he's not a dangerous striker to the point he's getting you out of there and he's stopping the fight. So I feel like Conor can fan that chin. Leon's definitely able to get clipped. Behind the Charles Oliveira matchup, mentioned at lightweight, if Conor McGregor is really serious at another title run at 170, I feel like Leon Edwards is definitely the best matchup that the UFC can throw at him for that White House card. The skills would collide on the feet. If Conor's not bluffing at a comeback, this is one of the best matchups the UFC can make to throw at him in a serious title run. He'll be within the top 5, top 6 range guaranteed. Make it happen, Dana. Make it happen. Next up in the C tier, we got Matisse Gamrot. Now, the only reason Gamrot is in the C tier is because he has trouble with strikers. Like the Dan Hooker fight, he had trouble with his Eve up until he broke his foot. The Justin Turner fight, which he should have lost, but he won a close decision. I had money on Matisse Gamrot too, and I think he should have lost. But yeah, Matisse Gamrot, he has a history of having trouble with high level strikers, and Conor's definitely still a high level striker. I don't care what nobody says. He's still Conor McGregor at the end of the day. If he has a full training camp to prepare for Matisse Gamrot, I think it'll be easy work for Conor. Matisse Gamrot, he got good high level pace wrestling. He's not going to stop the whole fight. He's going to be in your face, pushing the wrestling, pushing the pace. But I feel like Conor was stuff some of those takedowns and find that chin eventually. Next in the S tier, we got Islam Makhachev. Now, Islam is in the S tier for various reasons. The grappling, obviously. I feel like he's better than Conor on the feet in this very moment. And the past history. I feel like just because of all the animosity of Team Khabib and that whole camp, there will be no way in hell that that camp would let Islam Makhachev lose to Conor McGregor. And I feel like Conor would be slightly intimidated internally. He would know, like, this is about to be Khabib part two. Like, even he's even better than Khabib. So that makes it even worse. Like, he would know psychologically, like, damn, I'm fucked. Like, so moving on, man. That's enough said right there. Now, next in the B tier 50-50 fight, we got Dan Hooker. Now, like Jeff Neal, Dan Hooker is a tough with their styles of fighting on the feet. Conor is definitely the better and more skilled striker. But this fight would most likely have a Diaz McGregor type of feel. It feels like a backyard brawl. Uh, Conor would have to fight Hooker. Just how Hooker made Poirier fight him, it would be that same exact type of feeling. A lot of bloodshed. This matchup would be very interesting. I feel like over the course of 3 rounds, McGregor would win. But 5 rounds, I'm picking Dan Hooker. This is also one of those fights, 50-50 fight that the UFC has to make at the White House potentially. If not Charles Oliveira, if not Leon Edwards, throw Dan Hooker out there, man. Give Hooker McGregor and let it be one for the ages, because that'll be hella fun to watch. Now, next in the B tier, we got Benny Dariush. I only put Benny right here in the middle spot because of the layoff of McGregor. And Benny, he's been fighting the top guys for a while now, so I gotta respect him and put him in the B tier, or else he would be in the C tier because Benny's not too good at anything. He's more of just a average balanced fighter, not average, but he's a jack of all trades. Like, he can do everything, but he doesn't do nothing too good. So with that being said, of Benny just being a balanced fighter, he might be able to get a takedown on McGregor. This would definitely be a 50-50 fight, including a layoff on McGregor's end. So I put Benny at B tier. Next in the C tier, we got Daniel Rodriguez. Now, I would have put D-Rod in the D tier, but the only reason he's in the C tier is because of his size advantage. D-Rod, he got good boxing, but he doesn't really have much else to offer for Conor McGregor if they ever fought. And plus, D-Rod, he never fought no high-level type of guys. The best one he got is Kevin Holland, and that's not a high-level opponent. Ponzinibbio, he's not high-level either. So I don't think D-Rod, he doesn't really stand much of a chance with McGregor, but can't count him out too much. Next up in the A tier, we got Justin Gaethje. I feel like this is definitely a bad stylistic matchup for Conor. Justin got all the tools to beat McGregor. He got great power. He got great cardio. I'm not going to say he got a great chin, but he still got a solid chin after that Max Holloway knockout. So even after that flatline at UFC 300, I feel like he still deserves to be in the A tier, or else he would be in the S tier if this was a year and a half ago. Plus, we seen Justin Gaethje lose the strikers before. We seen him lose to Max Holloway. We seen him lose to Dustin Poirier. And Conor's definitely on that level of strikers, but we don't know if Conor's still on that level, man. So he really could be in the S tier, but just because of that flatline at UFC 300, we don't know if Justin Gaethje's chin is still fully all the way there or not. He's definitely deserving of the A tier. Next up in the A tier, we got the teammate of Justin Gaethje. We got Marty. We got Kamaru Usman. Now, he's in the A tier because obviously in the grappling department, he's a big, huge mismatch for Conor. Usman just showed he still got it against Joaquin Buckley. This is a horrible matchup for Conor, man. He's good enough on the feet to contain Conor as well. I don't see him just going out there and getting clipped if this fight was to ever happen. Um, Usman's so good. We never seen Usman just get outclassed. He might have lost, but we never saw Usman just go out there and just lose, like straight up. That never happened. Even with the Leon Edwards knockout, he didn't get outclassed. He ran into a kick, unfortunately, but he never got outclassed. So I don't see Conor just going out there outclassing him and clipping him early in the first round, which that's what he would have to do if he needs to win. But I don't see that happening. So Marty's in the A tier on this one. Next in the C tier, we got Gilbert Burns. Now that I'm really looking at it, maybe Moicano should have been in the C tier because I feel like Burns and Moicano would definitely be on the same level when it comes to facing McGregor. They basically got all the same tools, good grapplers, got a little power on the feet, but I don't feel like it'll be enough for McGregor. Burns is definitely chinny now. He's 39 years old. He's not the same no more. If this was Burns 3 years ago, this is definitely a 50-50 fight. But after he been chinned so many times now, taking a lot of punishment, Burns' only path to victory would be a takedown and get a sub, but I wouldn't see that happening against Conor, especially if it doesn't happen in the first round. So I could definitely see Conor touching that chin late first round, mid second round, and getting Burns out of there. So C tier for Gilbert Burns. Next in the S tier, we got Shavkat Rakhmonov. If Conor was to somehow match up with Shavkat, I don't see this being close at all. Shavkat could take the fight wherever he wanted to. Ultimately, he would get him against the cage and utilize the clinch like he always does. But even on the feet, he'll be too big. And he throws a lot of weird, awkward, unexpected shit. Like Shavkat's definitely a awkward striker. He's a good awkward striker at that. And he's taller. He got the reach advantage, height advantage. So S tier for Shavkat. Next in the A tier, we got Bilal. Remember the name, Muhammad. He got good pressure, high level wrestling, great cardio. And Bilal's able to take a punch too. Conor would need to clip him in the first 2 rounds. I could see him clipping him, tagging him up a bit, but Bilal is very good, man. He gets a lot of hate, but he's better than people want to admit to for some weird reason. Bilal seems like a good guy to me. He's definitely a bad stylistic matchup for Conor. Next in the B tier, we got BSD. BSD in the B tier. I feel like the pressure, the wild blitz striking, the wrestling, it will be tough for Conor. But if he can stuff those takedowns, McGregor can stuff those takedowns and land that left hand, boy, oh boy, is BSD in trouble. Also, Conor, he doesn't like pressure, man. If you're in his face the whole fight, overwhelming him, he's going to have a tough time. So I feel like just off those reasons alone, definitely a 50-50 fight between BSD and McGregor. Next in the A tier, we got Sean Brady. Now, Sean Brady is one of the best grapplers in the UFC today. The only way Conor could win, just like a lot of other matchups on this list, is to get an early knockout. The only reason Sean Brady got knocked out versus Bilal Muhammad was because they're both wrestlers. They're both one of the best at what they do. So they're forced to kickbox, just how Usman versus Colby Covington was. They were forced to kickbox. It was the same thing with those two fighters. I don't see Conor having a defensive wrestling good enough to stop Sean Brady. If Sean Brady had a little bit better striking, this would definitely be in the S tier, but it's A tier just because of the Bilal Muhammad performance. He showed that he can be stopped. Even though he improved since then, he showed that he can be stopped. So A tier for Sean Brady. Next up in the A tier, we got Max Holloway. Now, Max and Conor fought before, which Conor won. This was back in 2013. This is not 2013. This is 2025, 2026. I feel like Max Holloway's pressure, cardio, the 350 plus strikes a fight, that'll be way too much for Conor. If it was a 3 round fight, Conor would definitely have a better chance. But over the course of 5 rounds, the volume of Max Holloway would be way too much. He would definitely overwhelm McGregor. So I'm going A tier Max Holloway just based off the history, or else he would be in the S tier. Because on the feet, I feel like he doesn't really stand a chance. But just off the history, A tier for Max Holloway. Now, next in the B tier, we got Ian Machado Gary. Ian Gary, he's a good striker on the feet, utilizes his kicks a lot, utilizes his jab very well, utilizes his footwork to dance around the cage. He's also in his prime. But Ian Gary has flaws defensively. He's shown he's able to get clipped. McGregor's also his idol too. I feel like that'll definitely play a factor into the matchup. He'll psychologically take advantage of Ian Gary. So I feel like over the course of 3 or 5 rounds, Conor might be able to tap that chin. But with Ian Machado's Gary, with his movement and his jab and his good kicks from range, it will definitely be a close contest for sure. So B tier for Ian Gary. Next up in the B tier, we got Joel Alvarez. Now, Alvarez is definitely a solid striker. He leaves his hand down when striking. I noticed that when watching film on him in the past. Joel is definitely a high-level grappler as well. Got good jiu-jitsu skills. This will be a tough task for McGregor, but I feel like McGregor might be able to find that chin. But if he doesn't, he's in for a hell of a night. So I'm going B tier for Joel Alvarez, 50-50 fight for Conor McGregor against Joel Alvarez. Next up in the B tier, we got Michael Morales. Now, Morales can crack. He can hit. He's a very dangerous fighter on the feet, but he's still coming up though. We haven't seen him against no high-level opponents yet. So McGregor would definitely be a level test for him. Gilbert Burns is high level, but he's, like I said earlier, he's 39 years old. He's past his prime. So that was basically a stepping stone for Michael Morales to see where he's at in his career. And he showed that he can fight people on that level, but he hasn't fought nobody of age in that level. So I think McGregor will be a test for him on the feet. Next in the A tier, we got the boogeyman in the lightweight division. We got Arman Sarukian. Arman, he's a high-level grappler. Now he's in his prime. Just like I mentioned with Kamaru Usman earlier, we never seen him get outclassed. In all Arman's losses, he never just went in there and lost. Every fight was a close contest. Even the Islam Makhachev fight, when they fought about 7 years ago, when they fought a long time ago, there was a lot of good scrambles in that fight. It was a close fight. That was one of Islam's best fight up until today. So Arman's definitely a test for anybody in the lightweight division. Conor McGregor, he'll have a long night with Arman for sure. It will definitely be a long night for McGregor. So A tier for Arman Sarukian.